8 years.
Wow, very nice. Very nice.
No, I
While
ain't
we
going
wait,
back. I love it out here.
oh, that's awesome. I'm originally from Chicagoland and currently live in Montana, but I'm making my way down to Southern California.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing like Southern Cali, honestly. You get the best of everything here, from what I see.
I do love the people. It's a great vibe out there.
It's the palm trees for me. The palm trees in the mountains, that attachment to nature and civilization at the same time. It's a weird mix, but it works.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Dino is originally from the LA area, well, Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York, we don't get to see buildings.
All right, I'm good to go now. Corey, we usually stream these Twitter Spaces into the Centraland, and also here on Twitter. There's a live stream going. Um, so yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. I remember I had met you in a Twitter space, like probably a few weeks back, and kind of like I love what you're kind of talking about, like through your musical journey and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, so I would like to introduce everyone to Corey Drumz. He is an American rapper, creative writer, and a co-creator at ATM Radio. Um, so I guess I'll just pass it over to you, and we can you can tell us a little bit maybe about yourself a little more in depth.
most definitely. Most definitely. Well, I'm rapping in '85, so just you put that together. I'm like just about the oldest rapper still doing it and still effective at it. Um, but I've been doing a major record deal with No Demo. We signed to Columbia Records in 1992, I believe it was. Yeah, it was 92. I was down with the Hit Squad with EPMD. I was managed by MC Search like Mob. It was me, Nas, OC. I came up through the underground, New York underground radio community, like Stretch Armstrong and Bobito. I was a regular on there. Wild Man Steve, shout out to Wild Man Steve and WBAU in Long Island, at Adelphi University. Jeff Foss, Lamel Rockwell at City College that gave us our first break on the radio. Mr. Magic and Marley Marl. Um, like I'm a student of hip hop. You know what I mean? My family was in the music business. My father wrote the song Soldier Boy uh, and actually wrote a song called Go Now that the Moody Blues came out with. It was that had actually springboarded the British rock music invasion and all that. I mean, I'm deeply entrenched in music and the culture of music, not just hip hop itself. It's just hip hop is just the art form that I chose to make music with. But I'm a student of all the musics and all of the art, all of the craft of making music, especially the writing aspect. I love writing. Words are my colors. That's my crayon box. So as a writer, I like to, paint pictures in people's heads and leave actual visuals, not about just, saying some words and sounding cool. So that's really who I am. And if you don't know, go get my book, TPMF, The Lives of a Hollis Crew. I'm the first artist and author to release an NFT book and album bundle. So I'm real proud of that too. You know, um, I'm one of them people that like to do things first. I don't believe in a box, and I don't believe in sleeping on nothing. Like, if I think it should be done, I jump right in. I want to learn how to swim. I'm getting in the water. That's who Corey is. You know.
And I mean that's the best part about music. You get to, and actually pretty much with everything you do, you have an opportunity to express yourself. And if you love it, you're gonna dive right into it, and you're gonna keep going. Dude, that was an amazing intro. Like, holy crap! I guess like whenever here, I just muted your mic real quick because I think we were getting a little bit of feedback through it. Um, So, crap, I lost my whole train of thought. And I hope you can unmute. Yes, you can unmute. Can you?
Yeah, I can unmute.
Okay, you good. Thank you. Um, as I was saying, like I didn't really realize like how like in like you have been in the hip hop scene pretty much like for a very, very long time through like even like the upbringing side of things through like on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Hollis. You know, my first introduction to me wanting to be an MC was listening to LL Cool J, and I'm more like a Nas MC. I'm from that school, that school of hip hop, you know.
And it actually shows with your music. As I was listening, like, how did you get into the NFT?
Was working on my book, and was writing a book, and he wanted to help me do the book. And me and him worked on the book, and he helped me get it into the released. And you know, he guided me through that situation. And after we got the book out to Amazon, he told me about uh, Jimmy over at Six City, and that he had a platform through Book IO. He was because I had already told him I wanted to do an NFT. I've been big on Web3. My mother was a programmer in the 70s and 80s, so you know the whole this whole thing for me was just like second nature, you know. Um, so my idea was to go ahead and do the book as an NFT, being that this was a whole new way of putting out product as an artist. So he gave me the idea that at first we were going to go at a book IO. He told me about, but then he told me about Jimmy at Six City, and Six City had the music aspect. So he was like, you know, I think it would be a good idea to introduce you to Jimmy over at Six City, and you know, see what y'all could do with the music thing. And when we had a meeting, And when I told Jimmy that I wanted to do the book, he was interested in coding a reader and all of that into the Six City platform for me to be able to do it. So with that right there, it was like, okay, it was a no-brainer. Instead of me going to Book.io, which I didn't really have a relationship with at all, I went with Six City, who he had already gave me the green light that he was willing to do whatever it took for me to be able to do these things. So that right there was a really good thing for me, and it let me see that, you know, that this is the right way to go. So I've been we put out the book with Six City, and ever since then, I just been releasing all my music releases through Six City, and I've been onboarding artists through my label, Banks Brand Music Unlimited, through Six City, distributing it. And now we're doing the Six City Epochs, and we're in the Noom IO record store, and we're just expanding, and it's just exploding out of nowhere. You know, like just a couple of months ago, I released my first music NFT for like $2, and right now it's on resale value at $109, or actually $194. So no, 194 ADA, which is $77, which is still a lot of money to me. You know what I mean? So the fact that my resale value is that, and it shows the appreciation of the fans. It's one of the greatest things to me, especially coming from doing this for so long. And I mean, I know what collectibles are. I have CDs that are on eBay and things like that collectors are reselling for $400-500, and it sounds great to me that they appreciate me like that. But the fact that they're able to do that and I don't get any monetary gain from that right there is upsetting. So the fact that we're able to do this with the NFT, with proof of stake, that's beautiful to me as an artist. And I wanted to be when we started doing this, I told Jimmy, I said, look, my goal right now is to be the face of music NFTs. I mean, I could be a poster child for it, especially because of my experience and who I am and how long I've been doing it, and the way people see me. They see I'm not just a flash in the pan or a trendy artist or anything like that. I'm somebody that really believes in this stuff, and with that belief, that passion that I give, I mean, it comes across to other people, so they could get passionate about it too. So I want to bring that kind of passion to this field, to this realm, you know. And I mean, there's a lot of artists that are just afraid because they don't really understand the language, but they want to do something different. And I keep telling them, this is it. You know, we don't have to be a slave to the industry the way that they run it now. We can actually take the real estate of Web3 right now, and we own the real estate first, as opposed to the majors owning these real estate, and then they dictate what we're able to do on it. You know what I mean? So that's really where I'm at with it. I'm full speed ahead with Web3 music, and you know, I'm loving what's going on. And I've already released four NFTs this year, and I got a lot more coming.
I love what you said about like you really being into this. Like you're not in here just for kind of like momentary value. Like you truly believe in the technology and you see the benefits of it. And Shelly, I did see your mic open.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I love Corey already. Um, I wanted to ask you when you launched your NFTs, because I was kind of stalking all of your work earlier today, and I wanted to know, is everything on Cardano? And if so, why did you choose that chain versus other chains?
Well, I have one NFT that I have. Well, I have a few on OpenSea that are Ethereum based, but Cardano is my base right now. Because one of the reasons, because I was embraced so warmly by the Six City community, which is a Cardano community, and the currency actually it's more usable, I think, than a lot of the different currencies, especially like in Ethereum, because the gas prices are so high on Ethereum that it limits what we're able to do. You know what I mean? So Cardano just made the most sense. And like I said, it was just the way they embraced me, the entire community. You know, I got introduced to Six City, and from Six City, I got introduced to the Husky people, and I got introduced to the Noom people, and so it's just springboarding throughout the Cardano community. But I'm open to all of the communities, honestly.
Totally. I do like to kind of like say that like for artists and musician, it's like very smart to just like jump through different chains, try different things, you know, try doing something on Tezos, try doing something on ETH, Cardano, Polygon, because in reality you're just like you're leaving your footprint on that like network, and you know your work is out there and available for anyone that you know has a particular kind of currency that would like to you know purchase something from you. So
Indeed.
so I have been I have been itching to ask you this question since like I started listening to your music. What are your thoughts on you know uh, the application of metaverse like within the music industry or the music scene? Like, are you open to it? Maybe
I'm
perhaps someday.
I'm gun ho with it, but I want it to be something that the independent artists take advantage of, as opposed to the major corporations. Because, like I said, once the major corporations come in and they take control of the real estate, they dictate the revenue that's made and they control everything. And that puts them back in the situation that they're in right now, which is what we don't need. We need artists to be able to make their money. We need artists to actually get the rewards that they deserve. We need artists to make 80% of the revenue made from their creativity and not get 1% of the wealth that is generated from what they do by people that have nothing to do with the art form at all. So, metaverse is a great thing right now because the major corporations haven't taken it over. But if the major corporations have a chance to take it, then it won't be such a great place for the independent artists because it'll put us right back in the situation we're in right now. So that's why I really advocate to artists to take the real estate. I like history and stuff like that, and I study how the land grabs of history and how the Bank of London actually was the East India Trading Company, and how they gave the money to the United States to buy the land from the natives. But what the Bank of London owns the lease, and they also bought the land for the reservations. Meanwhile, the Bank of London still owns the lease, and then they lease and rent it out, and they let you do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, the money always filters back to the Bank of London. No matter what war goes on either side, the money goes back to the Bank of London. So I think like that. I think, how come the Bank of London is getting all the money like that? And it's because they bought the land before anybody else. So I'm telling everybody that same story. Be the Bank of London. Don't be mad about them buying that. You be them and do what they did. And now you get to dictate how you run that land. It doesn't have to be run the way that they did. We can run it righteously, but we have to own the land. We can't make any choices or any decisions until we own the space. And it's being created by people whose ideology is for us to own the space. So if we don't go in here and take control of it right now, before the record companies come in there and pervert it, it's going to be lost to us. Like right now, my distributor, I'm an independent artist with an independent distributor, but my independent distributor, as just about most of them, are owned by major corporations. I'm with Symphonic. Symphonic used to be Warlock. Warlock is Warner Brothers. So right now, Warner Brothers is offering, or Warlock, which is Symphonic, they're offering Web3 integration. Now, you don't see the major record companies doing it. You don't see Columbia Records saying, well, we're doing Web3 integration. You don't see a Polygram or Capital saying we're going into Web3 integration. Why? Because it's too risky for them to say it. But they'll let their subs do it without nobody knowing that the subs are doing it. So these independent labels that are on the internet right now, like Symphonic, the CD Babies, and all of those are the ones that right now are going to be target test markets for the Web3 integration for major corporations. Once they see that it works, that they're profitable, then they're going to try to take control of the Web3 thing. Same thing they did when Napster came and when they had MP3.com and Vivendi bought MP3.com and Sony sued Napster. And then right after they won those cases, they opened up Apple Music and bought in things like Spotify and took all of the money and all of the revenue from the artists. I'm an advocate for these things.
Oh my God, you're making me FOMO into buying more Decentraland parcels. Have you ever explored Decentraland or heard about Decentraland?
Yeah, I've heard about the Central Land. I haven't had a chance to really explore it like that, but I've been hearing about the Central Land for like a couple of years now.
What are your thoughts on the whole like being able to buy the parcels of land and
And actually
create an
develop.
experience on them?
Yeah, I think it's really dope, man. I think it's dope. 'Cause I mean, I actually I started dabbling in the buying parcels of land thing with what's that it was another platform.
Sandbox?
No, not Sandbox. I know Snoop Dogg is over there on Sandbox too, I think.
Other
But
side?
I forget the name of it. It's oh, Upland. I was playing around with Upland with the whole digital real estate thing, just to get an idea of what the hell is digital real estate. You know what I mean? But I want to explore a lot more of the digital real estate aspects. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything is so brand new that I'm with like I'm with jumping in. It's not gonna hurt me to get my feet wet. That's just the way I see things.
Most definitely. I mean, metaverse is just like basically an extension of the internet, and like I mentioned earlier, good to get your footprint in, like wherever, whether it's like playing a show on a certain platform, or buying land and like maybe make setting up shop or making your own experience, depending on what the metaverse world is.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, like, are you still a performing artist?
Yeah, I'm a
Hmm.
performing artist. My son performs. That's who's my partner with the ATM. Me and him started the ATM radio, and I manage his career. He just dropped the NFT the other day too. Um, but yeah, I'm still performing. I'm still active, highly active.
Because I was wondering, like, if you ever did want to give it a try. Right here next to me is Shelly Van. She is the person that operates the True Band Room, which is one of the more popular venues on Decentraland, and popular music venues on Decentraland. So like if you ever were like wanted to perhaps perform, or like knew someone that's like dope and wants to like get their feet wet within this the Web3 side of things, the metaverse side of things, like
Splash.
you
Listen, splash. That's all you had. Okay, splash. Everybody's wet in the room right now. Splash. Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, yeah, go ahead, Shelly.
Oh no, I just wanted to say thank you for saying that so calmly, because as he was saying, like, yeah, I still perform, I'm over here like, yes, 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 yes. So and I see Dino has his hand up. And just to give a proper introduction, Dino is my partner who helps run the True Band Room in Decentraland. So please take it away, Dino.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. I'm actually kind of shaking a little bit because as Corey, as you were talking, I'm about the same age as you. So I grew up around a lot of the same music you're talking about. Also, I was lucky enough in 1990, after I graduated from high school, I moved out to live with one of my friends who lived in East Orange, New Jersey. So 1990,
Yeah,
East Orange, New Jersey, like there was a lot there was a lot of
yeah,
music going on.
yeah.
And so I really like immersed myself in the culture and the music that was going on. And as you're talking, so I've been kind of immersed now in Web3 since like the middle of 2021. And as the communities are breaking out and as they're forming and as they're getting stronger, it occurs to me that like from the music side of things, we in the metaverse, people who work in the metaverse, we need more people like you because you had the firsthand experience of, to me, the last, well, not the last, I'll say one of the big waves of community building in a popular art form. Like what was happening in hip hop on the East Coast, the communities that were forming, but the way that the music was broken at that time, the way that people found out about music, there was a whole
Right.
ecosystem that existed that doesn't exist anymore, that I think we're trying to form in Web3. Can you talk to people a little bit about like being broken by Bobito and Stretch and like Video Music Box and things like that, like how the ecosystem worked at that time and how potentially something like that could work in Web3 to make sure that it stays with independent artists or that it helps independent artists?
Yeah, I mean, the way we were doing it back in the days, as opposed to the whole force feed thing that's going on now. Back in the days, it was more special when you found a record. It was that one kid that had the new song that he recorded at 3 o'clock in the morning that nobody had, and he played it over a tape that he brought to school the next day, and now everybody else wants it. That was the way we was finding out what the hot records was. Nowadays, it's just, I mean, there's no adventure with it. It's just they pretty much tell you what's hot right now. So what I like about the Web3 thing, especially with the NFTs, what we're doing right now with the signatures. What I've been doing is with Six City, we do the signature Epoch singles. And we release about 60 of them, and then he does the fungible tokens. But the non-fungible is only about 60 copies of the Epoch. Every Epoch we do a new Epoch switch. And what I did was I took that same idea, that same premise, and said, you know what? Instead of just doing those signatures on the Epoch, why not, when we do these releases, do a certain amount of signatures, and then it makes it, when these fans go and buy this stuff, it makes it a treasure hunt. Because now, if you got 123 total NFTs, I never do a large run. We only do about 120 at most. 99 is my optimal number. But I'm like, if we do these limited runs, and we give the fans something to hunt for, not just, oh, I'm getting an album. Nah, you get an album with the signature on it. You might get a gold one. That might be the most rare one of all. So later on, you might be the only person with that. And we're putting videos in the stuff and all kind of other multimedia that you can't get on a Spotify. You can't get on an Apple Music. You can't get on a Napster or any other streaming platform like that. You're not getting a foldable booklet, a readout, a booklet with a reader on it. Like we with Six City, we actually have a album booklet that you can read through it, like how my book reader is, because he created the reader for my book, and now we're able to use it for the album art. Where can you go get album art and read through the booklet anymore? those kind of things is what we planning on bringing back to the game. You know, that kind of collectability. I used to buy records because the cover was dope. That was a lot of times the reason I bought it. Like, wait a minute, the cover's dope. And then it got 5-page fold out. I got pictures, I got lyrics in here. I can read the track listing, or all the producers and all that kind of stuff. It might have a merch fold out or something like that. We don't get that anymore. So now with the whole Web3 and the NFT aspect, lets us bring that back, but in a digital form. All we gotta do is be creative. There's no limits anymore. And that's really what I express to everybody on both sides, whether it's an artist or it's a developer. We don't have any more limits. And use me and Jimmy as the example. I have the idea. He said, I'm gonna figure out how to build it. And that's all we need. We need the people with the ideas and those that know how to build it. And we work together. The other industries can't come and take nothing from us. But we have to work together.
Yeah.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, and that's what I love is that you know that, and you've done it too. Like you've been a part of a time, or you were around during a time that it was done. Now the the record labels did come in and kind of co-opt a lot of the ideas and the artists, but like the application was there. Like it can be done, and it can be done again in a different way, but you know that it can be done. We need your knowledge. We need your enthusiasm and you and your ability in Web3, especially in what's happening in the metaverse. You know, the melding of communities and the NFT culture. So thank you.
I appreciate it, man. I'm here, man. I mean, I came up to stay on that topic. I came up the way an artist was discovered back then was you had to actually put the work in. You had to, like me, I didn't respect another rapper that didn't come up rapping at house parties. You weren't a park jam dude. You weren't at every block party getting on the mic and keeping the crowd right. If you couldn't do that, you didn't get any respect from us. You know what I mean? And this right now, what we're able to do with Web3 is, like what you just said, we're able to bring artists in there and perform. We could do park jams online. I was telling the people that are on the radio station, because I'm part of two communities on the radio. I got my own thing with the ATM, but I will also rock with the Boomies, which is Team Arliss, my homeboy Team Arliss in his room. You know, we don't do any competition and nothing like that between each other. It's all we're all about is helping other artists. And what I was telling these artists is, look, we're all over the world. We don't have to get together to do a tour. We can actually do a tour online, a concert from Africa, because I got artists in Africa, to here. We could do a actual concert online with all of these artists in all of these different places. Web3 allows us to do it. Period.
Yeah, that is that is honestly the beauty of it. And even like right now, for example, Shelly Van is getting together a event that's gonna go on like kind of 24 hours, and I'm guessing that it will also kind of display artists from all around the world, or as far as as far as our connections reach.
Yeah, 24 hours, musicians from all over the globe. I think Dino has a running count of how many countries we've worked with. Do you know that number offhand?
I think it is 21. 21, or maybe it's more than that now. Yeah, it's definitely more than 20.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm working on crafting a tweet so Corey can see everybody sitting in the True Band room because Corey, your NFT, I displayed your NFT on the back wall of the band room, so everybody's sitting on the couches in front of your NFT. So you don't even know, but you're in the metaverse already. So we got to get you on stage.
And yeah, if you ever like wanted a kind of like a tour or just walk around, someone to show you like where to go and stuff like that, how to do stuff, I'm always around. So, so I guess it would be a good time to pivot into the ATM radio. Could you tell us a little more about that? Did I rug or did Corey rug?
Corey, you're muted. I don't know if you were speaking.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got it.
There he is.
Yes. ATM is a station that me and my son created on the Station Head app. Station Head is a crowd streaming application that allows users to connect their account to Station Head using either Apple Music or Spotify. So what me and my son did, because we study the amount of money that artists make per stream, we recognize that Apple pays the most as far as as far as having the most usage and things like that. Apple pays a penny per stream, whereas Spotify pays average of 0.4 cent per stream. So for 100 streams, you're only getting 4 cents from Spotify, whereas opposed to Apple Music, you're getting a full dollar. So when we started the ATM, we started it as an Apple Music only room. We told artists that we weren't going to stream your music if you were going to be an Apple Music, if you weren't going to be an Apple Music member. If you come in our room with a Spotify phone or a Spotify device, we weren't playing your music. So we forced the hand of the artist to get onto Apple Music so that they'd earn the most money. Once we did that, artists saw what we were doing. They actually trusted the process, and they just started. Everybody's coming in the room with the Apple phones, and we stream 24 hours a day. We stream only independent artists, and we take requests. But 9 times out of 10, our rule is you stay, we play, so Apple Music can pay, or your DSP can pay. So as long as the artist keeps a device active in our station, we're putting their music in rotation. So you're getting streams 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on autopilot. Okay. And what that does is it does a couple of things. One, we have fans that come to our room that listen and spread the word about the music. Two, it tricks the algorithms of Apple Music and Spotify. Why? Because it gives you listeners that they don't necessarily count on. And with those listeners coming from Station Head now, which is outside of the normal Apple Music and Spotify algorithm count, it's going to count up different and put you in different rotations and put you in front of different listeners. Now, when we stopped promoting Spotify, period, me and my son, and only streaming and promoting Apple Music, our Spotify numbers went up. It didn't make sense to me, but it later on made sense to me because the curators of the Spotify playlists are actually Apple Music listeners, because they're paying attention to the Apple charts to make their Spotify playlists. So it's weird. It's a weird situation where you actually get more Spotify listens or Spotify traction by not promoting Spotify and promoting Apple Music. And I learned that by saying Spotify not paying us enough. Let's focus on Apple Music. Get Apple Music streams. I teach artists to get get an account and get people into getting Napster, because Napster pays anywhere from 1.7 cent per stream to 19 cents per stream, depending on how popular the artist is on the platform. Artists don't know these things. So the ATM, what it stands for is always teaching money, or always talking math. I teach the artists the finance of this industry so that they don't get robbed. They don't know where their money's coming from. They have no idea what a publishing box looks like. They have no idea what their writers and performance credits are supposed to come from. They have no idea what Harry Fox is supposed to do. They have no idea what the music licensing code, what the mechanical licensing coalition is. They have no idea how to do a copyright. They have no idea what trademarking is. They don't know any of these things. All they know is I want a record deal. And then when they get a record deal, these record companies give them a couple of $1,000s. They think that's a lot of money. And then they throw a bunch of budget money at them. And then later on, they wonder, why am I getting robbed? You didn't get robbed. You're paying these people to do all of the things that you were supposed to do yourself. So do it yourself.
We got to do it ourselves, everyone. I mean, and like here in Web3, it's like the opportunity, like you had mentioned. It's our opportunity to kind of get ahead of the corporations, the big money, before they come in and try to buy it all.
Indeed. I mean, they'll have to come and get it from us. We dictate everything. And that's the bottom line. We're the Indians now. And this time we're not selling the land. They can't come with the gunpowder. None of that. We don't want your gunpowder, man. Keep your gunpowder and your little trinkets. We cool on that. You know what I mean? I'm good on all of that. We know we are the gold. We don't have the gold. We are the gold. And that's what they hate. They don't want us to realize that part. Without us, there's no industry. Period.
Yeah, that's it. Without people, like what is there? Here, I see that Cowboy Tom came up to speak. Did you want to ask Corey a question?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. Thank you for coming up. Um, that's such a good application with what you got going on at ATM Radio. I wonder, like, it even got me thinking if if there was ever like a way to apply even Web3 streaming services to like the idea.
That's one of the things that I'm trying to advocate for, because I think it would be a great idea to introduce and implement Web3 with what we're doing on Station Head. If you guys can, if any of you guys that are developers out there can get in touch with the developer of Station Head and see about somehow incorporating and working with him to integrate it into the Web3 avenue, I think it would be a great move. The guy that I forgot his name, but the guy the one that developed it and started the whole Station Head application, he's an ex industry guy, and he was a musician. He lives in Long Island, and I believe, and because in the press, his white sheet and all that says that it was started as a talk radio application and all of this. But being that I know that he was a musician in the industry, and the way that it's set up to be a crowd streaming app where artists are able to, create these streaming farms on this platform. Like, I mean, Nicki Minaj has a streaming farm on there. BTS has a streaming farm on there. Megan Thee Stallion, she has a streaming farm on the Station Head app. And it's real people in there, so they can't say it's a phony stream. It's real people in there. They got real fans in there, but it's a streaming farm. And it's really an industry killer, because once independent artists really know about it, then what do you need the industry for? You can generate your own streams and get a real check. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm watching independent artists brag about all of the plays that they get, and then you ask them how much was your check, and they say $60 this month, $80, $40. I got $40 for my streams this month. That's not a living. That's not even a hobby. To me, that's you wasting your time. You spend all your money recording and buying tracks and paying for marketing. I mean, you got these people on Fiverr that are charging artists what like $50 or whatever the fee might be for X amount of streams and yada yada yada. But then if you to ask an artist how much money you spent out last month on marketing and promoting your project and creating it, and then you ask them how much did you make, they couldn't even buy a bag of weed. And I'm being honest with it. Like that's crazy to me. And for me to sit and watch independent artists go through that, knowing that you could at least make a couple of $100 to $1,000 every month residual income if you just do this right. And that's just the start. But just doing it right, knowing where your money's coming from, saying, okay, instead of me focusing on getting 1 million Spotify streams, which if I get 1 million Spotify streams in a year and that check is only $2,000, then it really is not beneficial for me to be talking about getting Spotify streams. I should be focused on getting Apple Music streams. Because 1 million Apple Music streams is going to get me $10,000. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's it. And I mean, definitely, the artists that you have signed under you are definitely lucky that they have someone that has taken the time to do the research to those things. Because in all honesty, like, from someone, let's say such as myself, like, I would personally think Spotify is the way to go. Spotify has to be the way to go because everyone uses Spotify. But then, then you have taken the time to do the research and everything, and you have found out through the years that Apple Music pays more.
Exactly.
And now we have to find a way to apply metaverse to this. I do know that there are like metaverse, like Web3 music streaming platforms like Audius out there. I don't
Yeah,
know if
Audius. I was a member of Audius. I actually have an Audius page. The only problem that I have with Audius is there's no reward for the artist. Period. Audius generates that they're generating crypto from the artists that are on there, but with the traffic and the artists bringing people to the platform and things like that, and they're selling cryptocurrency, their Audius coins and all of that. But there's no reward for the artist at all. There's no give back. The artists are giving a bunch of you reach this point and you can unlock this. Who cares about unlocking features? Give me a check. I like Loom. When Loom started, Loom was giving, fans were able to tip the artists. When I first started with Loom, I was on Loom for a couple of months and I did a quick $500, $600. That to me it's better for an artist to say, okay, I can make some money here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're going to give me a check mark. Who cares? That's all clout. Clout means nothing. And that's something that I teach these artists right now. Because you got a lot of, you looking at the person that has a whole lot of clout, they don't have no money. They're broke. They look like they got money. They put them in these videos and they might rent a car. They might borrow somebody's jewelry, but they broke at the end of the day. Meanwhile, the artist you never heard of is getting money right now. Why? Because he knew how to focus on his core audience and provide service and product to them on a regular basis. So he's going to eat, whether you buying his product or not. He got a core audience. He's making money every single month. He's making $10,000, $20,000 every single month. He's touring. He got people buying his tickets. He got people buying his merch. He got people spending all kind of money on him. But you don't know about him. You know about the one that looks like he's getting a bunch of money. The clout chaser, the one that has 10 million streams on Spotify, but he paid $10,000 for it, and he didn't even make $10,000 from it. Clout chasers. It's a business. A failing
They're
business
everywhere.
is something that you don't get no profit from. You know what I mean? I'm watching artists spend so much money, and this is something that I teach my son. That's why I'm so adamant about it, because I got kids that make music, and I watch my parents do these make a lot of mistakes. My father, I'm not like right now. Honestly, I told y'all earlier, my father wrote a song called Soldier Boy. Everybody knows the song. Elvis Presley did the damn song. I'm not set for life. You know what I mean? My father wrote the song "Go Now" for the Moody Blues. I'm not set for life because somebody made a mistake and didn't make sure that they got the credits they were supposed to get, that they got the money that was supposed to be coming back to them. It's not about being greedy. It's about getting what you deserve. So my whole theory and my whole mission is to teach people to get what you deserve and teach them what they deserve. Teach them what their responsibilities are too, because they can't be thinking, oh, I'm supposed to get this, but they don't have nothing that they're supposed to be doing. You just sitting around waiting on it. Somebody else ain't supposed to do that for you. If you're not putting the work in, you don't deserve nothing.
That is it. That is it. And let's see. I see we have like about 5 minutes left in our space tonight. I guess on a finishing note, what's something you can tell? What's one piece of advice that you would like to leave any up and coming artist or anyone that's trying to, like, get into the hip hop scene and looking for some mentorship?
Say the question one more time.
What's something you could what's a piece of advice you can give to anyone entering the hip hop scene or and even trying to get into the Web3 space as well?
Study. Ask the question why about everything. No matter what the answer is, always ask why and research stuff. Don't take anybody's word for anything. You go look this stuff up. Your best friend, his name is Google, and your second best friend's name is YouTube. So anything that you don't know, you can always look for it and search it up instead of going and asking somebody the question. Type it in a search engine, and then even when that gives you an answer, look it up again. Look at multiple locations, find multiple sources, and then you'll be able to find the truth by finding multiple sources. Don't never just take it from one place. You know what I mean? But definitely study and learn, and do not be afraid of the future, because that's one thing that I see a lot of the artists that I talk to, that's their biggest thing. They're afraid of the future. It's like that person back in the 80s when everybody had a beeper, and then they introduced cell phones, and that one guy kept saying, I don't want no cell phone. The government's going to be tracking me. I'm staying on my beeper. Where'd that guy, what happened to that guy? He got left behind, right? Everybody else is on a cell phone. He's still trying to wait for somebody to page him. We can't be the ones waiting for somebody to page us. Embrace technology. Embrace it. Learn how to utilize it to your benefit before somebody else learns how to utilize it against you. And that's really what that's my best advice to anybody right now. And other than that, holla at me, because I'll show you the way.
Let's go. Yeah, Corey, definitely I'm gonna you know, even look your way whenever I have any questions about music, the music NFT side of things, and even like how to help artists. I do speak to a lot of musicians and a lot of DJs and producers and stuff like that that are, you know, constantly trying to find their own way here in the Web3 space. You know, they always have questions, and it's always good to have a guy such as yourself, like Dino mentioned, that has been through it, has seen it like in many different skins as well. You know, so I'm, you know, happy to have you here in space, and that you're so open to kind of to have people ask you questions.
My
Um,
pleasure, bro. It's my pleasure, man.
Let's see. Before we close out, or before I pass it over to Shelly, what are what are the best ways to reach you for anyone that's listening, or even support your work?
Well, the best way to reach me is either through my Twitter, which is Corey Drumz 963. That's CoreydRumz 963. Or you can reach me on my link tree because everything is on my link tree. So that would be link tree / Corey CoreYL, the letter L like Larry, Banks BANKS, and of course the number's 963. And the reason I put 963 behind everything is because I'm a big advocate and the lover of the universe and everything that is created. So 963 is everything to me. That's the frequency of the universe.
Thank you, Corey. And also, once again, for your book, if anyone wanted to get a copy or find or yeah,
Yeah, my book is the name of the book is Total Pack MF, which is motherfucker, the lives of a Hollis crew, and it tells the story of myself from birth to the age of 25 and what I lived, including my music life, my family life, and my street life, and the things that happened to me and the things I experienced and endured. So, uh, like I said, the name of it is Total Pack MF, The Lives of a Hollis Crew, and the album is TPMF, The Rhymes of a Hollis Crew, and they're both accessible in one NFT on the Six City XYZ platform. You can get the link on my BBM Unlimited Twitter page. It's on my link tree for that Twitter page. So that's BBM Unlimited uh 963. You can go to that page and that'll have my link. It'll actually be on my link tree as well too. And all my NFTs and all my artist NFTs as well. So definitely tap in with us. Get some collectibles. See if you can find a signature. We like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
thank you so much. And yeah, I'll pass it on over to anyone that may have any last questions, or if not, over to Shelly.
So I'm going to buy your book, but I heard you mention at the beginning of the space that you had a package with an NFT. Is there a preferred method of this purchase?
Yes, the purchase is with ADA. The book is 100 ADA, and with the book you get the two NFTs downloads. You get the actual book, the ebook, and you get the album. And the album is compiled of 18 tracks that were never released from my career from when I was on Columbia Records and Wild Pitch Records. And there's a lot of radio freestyles from my WBAU and Wyman Steve appearances and my Stretch Armstrong and Bobito appearances. So it's definitely something that you want to collect. If you anybody that loves 90s hip hop and is an advocate of what was going on in the underground, this is definitely something that you got to have.
I'm so excited. Thank you for that. Dino and I are in DMs on the side, just like kind of fangirling over here. So, yes, we
So,
hope to meet you in real life, and I'm absolutely going to invest in that. So, thank you so much. This has been an absolute honor. Before we wrap up, Sin, sorry, did I cut you off, Sin?
No, I was gonna say then how can we get Corey on the True Band Room screen? Like, what's going on? How do we do this? Corey, you down? Shelly, you down? What's
Oh, you
when?
already know
Let's work
I'm
this out.
down.
Let's make it happen. I'm coming to Decentraland, y'all.
Oh yes.
Me,
And
me, me and Banks Banks Brand Music Unlimited. I'm bringing an army with me. We call ourselves the NFT Army. We coming to Decentraland.
oh my gosh, I'm here for it. Thank you so much. And before, did anybody else have any questions for Corey before we wrap up? If anybody wants to jump up, and I see QXG, thank you so much for being here. Um, yeah, and are you willing to meet in real life as well? Because you know, and I will be in LA in June, I think, next month.
Definitely,
Oh my gosh,
definitely.
amazing. Well, we will be following up in DMs, and I am so excited to get you into Decentraland and everybody you know. So I will be sliding into your DMs really quickly. And again, thank you so much. This has been absolutely awesome.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And shout out to everybody that pulled up. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the artists that pulled up. King Sullivan, I see you down down there. I haven't been able to scroll through everybody, but I know some of my artists, some of my boomies, some of my ATM family pulled up. Shout out to everybody from Decentraland. Shout out to anybody from Six City that pulled up. You know what I mean? Let's keep on doing this. The party is on, and like I said, we are the future right now.
Thank you, Corey. Yeah. And yeah, if you would also like to kind of meet more people within our community, make some new friends, you're always welcome to stop in to our weekly Twitter space. Canessa down in the listeners and I host it every Wednesday. It's like a community building space, so feel free to come in, ask questions, meet people, whatever it may be.
Definitely, I'm there. I'm there.
Sounds good. It was a privilege to be able to, get to meet you today. Thank you, Corey.
I definitely appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, everybody. And Corey, if you didn't see the pinned tweets, we did post a couple photos from Decentraland so you can see the people hanging out.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to check those out right now. I was so busy talking, I wasn't looking at no pins.
Yeah, the first one is from NFT Bubblegum, and it's a great photo. Everybody's sitting on the couches just vibing, and quite a few more people have arrived since those photos were taken.
Nice. The Thunder and Lightning joint. Nice.
Yes.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. I'm, I'm hyped right now.
I love it. Well, this is the band room, and I cannot wait to get you on stage. So, again, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your Sundays, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, peace, y'all.